Hello viewers. Now here is a question on basic algebra. We are given a metal sleeve of length 20 centimeters, has a rectangular cross section 10 centimeters by 8 centimeters. This is 10 centimeters by 8 centimeters. So this is a rectangle. So the cross section is a rectangle. Then the length of the metal sleeve is 20 centimeters. Now the metal has a uniform thickness x centimeters, so which means the thickness of the material of the metal is x centimeters along the sleeve, and the total volume of metal in the sleeve is 495 cubic centimeters. Okay, so and we are given here that we should derive the equation 16x squared minus 144x plus 99 equals to 0 and solve it to find the value of x. Okay, so to be able to find the value of x, the first thing we need to do is what? Is to, derive this equation. So when we finish deriving this equation, then we can now solve for the value of x. So the first thing to do, like I said, okay, is to derive this equation. And to do that, okay, let's first write down the given values. Now we are given in the question length of metal sleeve, and that's given to be 20 centimeters. Okay, then we are given the cross section. Okay, the cross section is given to be 10 centimeters by 8 centimeters. So the metal has a uniform thickness x. Okay, so the thickness is given to be x centimeters along the sleeve, and the total volume of the metal sleeve. Okay, so also we are given the volume of metal sleeve, which is the total volume. That's given to be 495 cubic centimeters. Okay, now how to derive this equation would be, now that we are given, we have here that volume of metal sleeve is 495. So what is the formula for volume of metal sleeve? And the formula would be, now we have volume of metal sleeve will be equals to, now let's look at the picture, the diagram we have on the board. Now this is the metal sleeve, okay, looks like, it has the shape of a rectangular prism, okay, also known as cuboid. So which means that this is a prism, okay, and it is known as rectangular prism. So, and because the metal sleeve has a thickness of x centimeters, so what we'll do is we write the formula. So when we set up the equation, then that's what we're going to use in order for us to write this equation. So because the metal sleeve has a thickness along the sleeve, then thickness x centimeters along the sleeve. So that means, and because this is a prism, so we're going to have, there'll be an outer prism and there will also be what? Inner prism. So volume of outer prism, we're going to have volume of outer prism minus volume of inner prism. Now for outer prism, let's calculate the volume of outer prism. So for the outer prism, the volume of outer prism will be equals to, so for the outer, that will be the length multiplied by the cross section. So that will be length multiplied by cross section. So that volume of outer prism will be equals to, now the length is 20 centimeters. So this will be 20, then we multiply it by then the cross section, which is 10 centimeters by 8 centimeters. So that will be 10 multiplied by 8. All right, so the unit of this will be what? Cubic meters. So this will be 200 times 200 times 8, that will be 1600. Okay, so that will be 1600 cubic meters. So this is the volume of the outer prism. Remember, this is the formula we're going to use, because first we need to what? We need to derive this equation. And because we have been given the volume of metal sleeve, which is 495 cubic centimeters. So we need to first, know what is our volume of outer prism and inner prism. All right. So for inner prism, the volume of inner prism will be length of the cross section. Okay, now because the metal sleeve has a thickness of x centimeters along the sleeve, so which means the dimensions will be length, that's for the inner prism, will be length of that's the length. Then we also have the other dimensions will be, this will be multiplied by 10 minus 2x. Okay, multiplied by, that will be 8 minus 2x. Yes, that's for the inner prism, because this is the thickness of the material, and that will be 2x. Okay, 2x for length and width. All right, so in this case, so it will be length of the metal sleeve multiplied by 10 minus 2x multiplied by 8 minus 2x, and this will be 20. Okay, multiplied by 10 minus 2x multiplied by 8 minus 2x. So let's expand this. This will be 20 open bracket 10 times 8, that will be 80. 10 multiplied by minus 2x, that will be minus 20x. Minus 2x multiplied by 8, that will be minus 16x. Minus 2x multiplied by minus 2x, that will be positive 4x squared. Okay, so that this will be 20 brackets. So we have 80 minus 36, yes, 36x, okay, plus 4x squared. Plus 4x squared. So now we need to distribute 20 into this. So we have, this will be 1600, because 80 times 20, that will be 1600. Then what is 2 multiplied by, 20 multiplied by 36, that will be 720. That will be 720. Then we have minus 36x. That will be 20 times minus 36x. That will be minus 720x. Then plus, this will be 80x squared. All right. So this is the expression for the volume of inner prism. Okay, so this is for the volume of inner prism. Now, the formula states volume of metal sleeve is equals to volume of outer prism minus volume of inner prism. So according to the formula, so we're going to write the volume of metal sleeve, which is 495. So this is 495. Okay, then volume of outer prism, which is 1600, then minus, then the volume of inner prism, which is this 1600 minus 720x plus 80x squared. So this will be 495 equals to, now in this case, 1600 minus 1600, that will be 0. Minus times minus, that will be plus. So this will be 720x. Then minus multiplied by plus, that will be minus. And this will be 80x squared. All right, so now let's write this in standard form. That is standard quadratic equation. So I'm going to move everything on the right hand side to the left hand side. So this becomes 80x squared minus 720x plus 495 equals to 0. Okay, all right, so now let's divide through by 5. Okay, divide both sides, okay, by 5. Dividing this by 5, that will be 16, because 16 times 5 is 80. So we have 16x squared minus, then dividing this by 5, that will be 7 divided by 5 is 1. Then we have a remainder of 2. Then in 22, that will be 4. Okay, remainder 2 in 20, that will be 4. So this will be 144x plus, now 45 divided by 5, that will be 45 divided by 4495 divided by 5, that will be 45 divided by 5 is 9. Then we'll have a remainder of 4. Then in 45, that will be 9. So this is equals to 0. Okay, so that is the equation. So we just derive the equation, the quadratic equation, 16x squared minus 144x plus 99 equals to 0. So the other question is for us to solve it to find the value of x. So to solve the equation, okay, to solve the equation is 16x squared minus 144x plus 99 equals to 0. So we're going to let's use quadratic formula. Using x equals to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So a equals to 16, then b will be 144, while c is 99. Okay, so now we can just plug in the value. So x will be equals to minus negative 144 plus or minus the square root of minus 144 raised to the power of 2, then minus 4 times 16 times 99. 4 multiplied by 16, then 99, all over 2 multiplied by 16. So that this will be 144 plus or minus the square root of, so let's get the square of 144. 144 squared, that will be 2736 minus 4 times 16 times 99. That will be 6336. Okay, so that will be all over 32. So x will be 144 plus or minus the square root of, now we have 36 minus 6336. That will be 144. Okay, 14,400. Okay, 14,400 divided by 32. So that this will be 144 plus or minus. Now let's get the square root of 14,400. That's 120. So this will be 120 over what? 32. So that x will be 144 plus 120. That's the first value of x divided by what? 32. Then x2 will be 144 minus 120 divided by 32. 144 plus 120, that will be, okay, 144 plus 120, that's 264 divided by 32. 264 divided by 32. So the first value of x is 8.25. So this will be now the second value of x, 144 minus 120, that will be 24. So this will be 24 divided by 32. And that will be 24 divided by 32. That will be 0.75. So therefore we have x1 to be 8.25 and then x2 is 0.75. So one of these will be the thickness that we're looking for. Now this is not possible, okay, because we have the cross section. The cross section is 10 centimeters by 8 centimeters, okay, and we cannot have the thickness to be more than one side of the rectangular cross section. Okay, but now don't forget that the thickness will be less than, it will be less than even half of um this side of the what, of the what's it called, of the cross section. So the width in this case, sorry, the thickness, which is x, will be equals to 0.75 centimeters, and that is the value of x. Like I said, the value of x cannot be 8.25, okay, because the thickness will be smaller, okay, and the only value of x which is smaller in this case is what? 0.75 centimeters. The noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. Bye bye.